Was I knocked out? Where am I? I remember this place. Yoshiki. Oh wait, no, that's his name. Why did I say? Is this our classroom? No fooling. Walk around a little bit, G.
Satoshi and Yui sensei tachi
No Satoshi, Miss Yui, or anyone. What you doing? Taking a roll? Shinazaki! Wake up! She's breathing. Wake up! Wake up, Shinazaki! Ishinuma? What? Take a look around you. I can hardly believe it myself, but here we are. No way. We're back. For real. Is this really our school? It's really real. Check it out. Here's my desk. Mine too is right here. I can't believe it. It's true. Yeah, we made it. We're home. We are home. Yeah, suck on that, world. Yeah, y'all not home. It's dark like crazy outside. I don't see anything that relates to being in the real world except for this classroom. Alright. The needle on the clock call is pointing at 8, and there's not a soul in sight. As expected. Look at the outside. Look outside. Does that look like the real world? That's just no Satoshi or Miss Yui or anyone else, huh? Yeah, you just said that twice. 3 times actually. You don't want to tell her that all of your friends are not present? Yui even has cans of cat food in here. I'm not sure that's what she's to be storing in the classroom though. You're worried about that as if you didn't just leave her behind to probably die. Oh, here we go. Venturing out in search of others, you find that even the janitor is likely gone home. The lights are out and the halls are pitch black. Only the red glow of the light next to the fire extinguisher offers any respite from the quaint, quiet darkness in the school hallway. Standing around the darkened corridors of our school building at 8 in the evening just feels so surreal. As the thunder and rain grow in intensity, the windows begin to condensate with moisture, turning white in contrast to the corridor's sea of black. Is this reality? Or is everything up until now a dream? Where am I right now and what am I doing? Alright, dog, you can calm down with that. What's wrong, Shinazaki? Calm down. So, oh, okay. I don't like that. What is this? It's not over. Oh, it most certainly is not over. Why isn't it over? I don't know. That's nothing I want anything to do with. It's the ghost girl. Stop crying. Go back. Don't come any closer. It was a rainy evening after school, just like this one. On the day I was kidnapped. I remember I had a fight with my mom that morning. Don't fight with your moms. Why is she telling us this? I don't know. You should probably listen though. I didn't want to see her face. So after school, I decided that instead of going home, I'd park myself in an outdoor walkway for a little and watch the rain. Yeah, look what that got you. Then Mr. Yoshikazu showed up. He sat down next to me. I told him all about my fight with mom and he listened really closely and just kept saying, He was sick and couldn't speak much, you see, but he was a very kind man. I really liked him, but then You two are nice people. I'm so sorry. Aww. She's tiny. She must be a 5th grader. Yuki Kano, right? Aww. Thank you for what you did back there. For making that effort to help those of us who were killed in that school. Didn't we succeed though? Why are you still here? No, you didn't. You actually failed. You actually did a terrible job. You're actual garbage. You really should have did. But we returned your tongues. We gave you back your ability to speak out. And we even got your murderer to repent for what he did. Is it just that you can't forgive him no matter what? Appeasing us isn't about forgiveness. It doesn't matter if we forgive or not. Repentance is between the criminal and the victim. It's a sole act capable of moving us. And we exist as fragments of the sacred ground upon which heavenly hosts is sealed. I believe that moving us is your best course of action. But it's not enough. His repentance just wasn't enough. So you're saying his words, those words spoken by the doll, weren't good enough to appease you? That's not... So what? What? What's the issue? Why do you feel the need to trap one innocent stranger after another in that godforsaken place? Capitalize the G. You child spirits summoned us here there, aren't you? No. Nah. Don't lie on my name. What you mean, no? We're just the cogs that hold the spaces together. But you killed Suzumoto, didn't you? Hey, calm yourself. Huh? Let's hear her out. He is rightfully angry. I'm just glad I was able to get even the two of you back to safety. And why are you suddenly so concerned about us? I heard about a situation like this from my sister once. A lost soul whose life was ended violently and abruptly, leaving her with a mountain of worries and regrets. It's kind of like stopping short at the edge of madness, with all sorts of thoughts and feelings swirling around in your head. Your kindly nature and your sudden hatred and panic begin to spin around and around, and you just start acting out without any sort of control. Your sister was a medium? Yeah, something like that. So what you're saying is this little girl and the creepy little girl we met before are two sides of the same coin. I feel for you, I really do. So please, bring the rest of them back. Mochida, Miss Yui, everyone else too, bring them all back home. Come on, you can do it, right? I don't think that's possible anymore. Why? Those closed spaces have eaten a lot of innocent souls. Far too many, in fact. The grudges of those who died here have filled every last corner of them. No room left. And because the agony and pain has nowhere else to go, it began feeding on the minds of souls like us who are bound there. It won't be long before I turn back into a vengeful spirit who attacks people like you without mercy. So we're going to lose you as an ally then. So why don't you just hurry up and bring them home right now? There has to be a way for us to save them, right? There may be one way. What? Spit it out! I think you already know. You have to return to the closed spaces. Find all four of us serial kidnapping and murder victims, and put us all to rest. Then the closed spaces won't have their cogs anymore, so they'll fall apart. And you just might get your friends back. You expect us to go back? And this time, instead of just having one person, we have to go back to the drawing board and do all four of you? Why couldn't you tell us the reason our previous efforts weren't good enough? What is there to hide? It's just something I don't want to remember, but if you really want to know, I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. Yuki's spirit gently took hold of Ayumi's hand, and in an instant, their two beings seemed to merge together into a single mind. What's going on? Shinozaki! It hurts, it hurts, ah! Oh my goodness, hold on. Oh my goodness. What happened to me? Didn't I pass out? So why am I fully aware right now? I can't see a thing and I can't move. It's like that feeling you get when you're really tired. Sleep paralysis, I think. Where? Why can't I move? Sachiko Shinozaki, the little girl in the red dress, and the only survivor of the horrific murders that occurred in Heavenly Host Elementary School. Following the incident, Sachiko's family fled from the area, moving to another prefecture to escape the frightful memories that remained here. Strangely, however, I've been unable to locate any other records of the Shinozaki family. No matter where I look, the only information I can find about them comes from newspaper reports on Heavenly Host. Granted, when an elementary school becomes the stage for a grisly incident such as this, perpetrated by none other than the principal's own son, it stands to reason that the scandal would serve as the primary focus for public interest, with all other details fading into the background. So of course, after learning that Sachiko was safe, further news of her whereabouts was largely ignored in favor for the media circus surrounding the school. But there's more to it than that. People weren't just uninterested in learning about her history or whereabouts. There was simply no data to be had. Oh, my fault. I don't know if I want to use that as a thumbnail though. This is kind of grim. I don't think I want that on my channel. Like this as a picture. I recognize them. They're the children who were killed during that incident, but they're alive. Unfortunately, they're all bound hand and foot and just sprawled out on the floor, and so am I. That's the real reason I can't move. I was about to say, your feet ain't tied, but no, they're tied. They're tied. Damn, they over here crying. Somebody please save me. He looks like a ghoul. He looks dead. No, stop, no, please, no. Her eyes. No, I can't see. Now I'm blindfolded, I can't see a thing that's happening to me. And since my hands or feet are tied up, I can't remove the blindfold either. I mean, you got your hands like this, right? Watch this, watch this. Boom. Oh my. You see how simple that is? That just makes everything so much worse. I guess because I can't see, I begin to listen more intently. Right, and sobbing. The helpless cries of other children echo off the walls in the cramped room. I'm so scared, it feels like my head's gonna explode. What are you doing? What are you doing to me? Why am I blindfolded? He about to shut you up. Untie me, cut the ropes. I want to be able to use my hands and feet. Please. He does not care about what you got to say. I kept begging and pleading, but all I heard in response from the man was him walking away from me. In order, okay. In order.
What up, gang? KenZerk, KenZilligan, Zika Milligan, and Villa Trilligan. You know you're feeling them. Thing is, I'm not sure if you're going to be feeling the next couple minutes of this video. It is extremely disturbing, and I'm not. I was cringing throughout the whole thing. Not cringing like, ooh, that's cringe. Cringe as if like, oh, like, you know, watching a live leak video and feeling bothered by it. That type of cringe. It just bothered me a lot, and I sat through the whole thing. If you want to sit through it, go ahead. You want to be gangster, test your gangster. But if you know you're not gangster, or you're not sure if you gangster, go on and skip to the number I'm about to throw up here. Go on and skip to the timestamp I'm about to throw up here. Or I might put it in the description, whichever one. Look, it's disturbing. If you don't want to see something disturbing, skip it. Simple as that.
I've never heard screaming like this before. It's pure primal terror cutting through the air like a perfect sine wave. It's the boy at the end. It feels like he's been screaming for an eternity. I think he's being killed right now. My God, what is he doing to him? No one deserves this. Why isn't God allowing him to fall unconscious so he doesn't have to suffer? It's been at least half an hour now. Those inhumane screams of a young boy being ripped apart from the inside have finally come to a halt. And here comes the next. Oh my goodness. Without even a single moment of silence, the first of the girls in line is next to scream for her life, and the symphony goes on. Oh my goodness. This dude is... He has to be brain dead. Like, he has to be getting controlled or something. Because I refuse to believe that what everybody saw as a kind teacher can just do this. And then he already looked like a zombie. I can't take no more of this. I'm losing my mind. Stop it. And then he repented too. He was repenting. He has to be getting controlled. Is it still going on? Just die already. Oh wait, she didn't say it like that. Oh, she did say it like that. What's wrong with her? You know what? I don't care. Just get it over with and leave me in peace. Oh. After hearing a sound like a heavy object being dropped, the noises stopped and the room grew quiet again. Those footsteps are getting closer. All my hairs standing on end at this point. Oh yeah, we're next. I just realized we're next. Everything below my stomach feels like it's frozen. In order. Why am I relieved by the silence? The kid next to me just died. Which means it's my turn. Yeah. Someone's got me by the hair. They're pulling my head up and taking off my blindfold, which means I get to see the face of my killer. The 4 missing children were found in a basement room at Heavenly Hills Elementary School, unused and officially sealed since the building's construction. When authorities entered, they were greeted with an inhumanely horrific sight. Based upon the evidence at hand, the murder weapon was determined to be a pair of large sewing scissors found in the hands of the accused. Investigators suspected some hesitation on the man's part. However, as the deceased victim's wounds did not indicate that his full strength had been used. Nonetheless, He had clearly acted with extreme malicious intent. Oh yeah, he did. He certainly did. The official cause of death for the 3 murdered children had been listed as loss of blood following removal of the tongue. But the actual state of affairs was not quite so clinical, nor even pleasant, if you can believe it. The following details have been extrapolated from information previously unreleased to the public, or at least previously unreported by news outlets. These details of the crime are based on the official police testimony of Sachiko Shinozaki herself. Evidently, the victims were bound, blindfolded, and spaced out on the floor, then killed one by one. One was repeatedly stabbed in the abdomen with the aforementioned pair of scissors that had many of his internal organs forcefully dug out. His discarded innards were found partially buried beneath the earthen floor in the basement room. Another was stabbed in the head dozens upon dozens of times to such an extent that all flesh and bone above her jawline was essentially minced away. With my blindfold removed, the sight that appeared before me was more horrific than anything I could have possibly imagined. The person staring back at me brandishing a blood-soaked pair of sewing scissors wasn't the large man from earlier at all. It was one of the children?! It was a little girl. Her face dyed red with the blood of her victims. This is a screenshot! This is a screenshot! She was staring intently at me with the soulless gray eyes, and then she just started giggling. I don't like that. 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 Snip snap. Sachiko, yours. She was opening and closing the bloody scissors over and over, and the sound kept echoing throughout the room. Then she took those dull, rusty, thoroughly blood-soaked blades and slowly brought them closer to my left eye. Ow, why? Why is it you? No, no. No! No, that's crazy. That's crazy though. That's crazy. I can't. The third victim was stabbed in the left eye an indeterminate number of times until her eyeball became soup-like in consistency. She was eventually just left like that, slowly bleeding to death in horrible agony. Strangely, it was only after these mutilations had already been inflicted that the killer went back and severed the victims' tongues. Learning the truth about these proceedings is shocking even to me. It makes it nearly impossible to accept the murderer as anything but a monster. And bearing witness to every moment of this was a 7-year-old girl named Sachiko. In many ways, she's the most pitiable and long-suffering of them all. But it was through her tearful, frightened testimony that Yoshikazu Yanagihori was officially charged. Now, going back to hunt for whereabouts on this unfortunate girl's information on her whereabouts, it was her words that ultimately led to his sentencing. Therefore, it comes to no real surprise that her sensitive information pertaining to her and her family will be withheld. What's not to be expected, however, is that there is not even the slightest trace of this information left to find. It's as if it simply never existed. Therefore, I cannot help but consider alternate possible explanations. And I remind you, this is a mere conjecture. But one question keeps nagging at the back of my mind. Was Yoshikazu really the murderer? Is it possible this crime was not actually perpetrated by him at all? Think about it. In his final days, Yoshikazu was incapable of communicating with others through speech. And despite his childlike reversion, he'd always been a personable and friendly man. As the saying goes, he wouldn't have hurt a fly. All his relatives, friends, and neighbors confirmed as much. Shocked to hear that such a kindly man could commit these unconscionable atrocities. He certainly had no motive for the crime either. There was nothing for him to gain. Then again, he may have simply have lost his mind. Look at his father. It was around the same time Principal Takamine Yanagihori suddenly began speaking in tongues and acting in the most peculiar way. Not to mention scribbling incomprehensible gibberish all over his walls as if possessed. He seemed frightened of someone and would often be found crouching in the corner of his office, moaning and thrashing when visitors came by. If he could wind up in such a belligerent state with no warning, then perhaps so too could his son. I believe that we're looking at a curse far more powerful than any man could devise. From the time it opened its doors to the day it closed them forever. Heavenly Host Elementary School's sealed basement room has existed as some sort of cursed ground. And to find the underlying cause, we must go back beyond the infamous kidnapping and murder incident. Back to a whole 20 years. I believe I may have found a clue that could shed some light on the situation. It may be a bit far-fetched as lead to go, but it's a lead nonetheless. Regrettably, since Heavenly Host was not only closed down, but demolished altogether, and another school built in its place, it's no longer possible to investigate the basement room directly. But my protege has found what may be the next best thing. Something that could make the impossible possible once more. Preparations are being made to pursue this lead even now. Be sure not to miss the next installment. It may be the scoop of a lifetime. This is not a time for a freestyle. This is crazy. That was a plot twist. This game is amazing. That's chapter 4. We're gonna get into chapter 5. Peace out.